Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to unlock a really simple but super powerful tool to take your English sentences from just okay to absolutely great. We're talking more sophisticated, more natural sounding sentences. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you something. Do your English sentences ever feel a little short? Maybe a bit choppy or like you're just repeating yourself over and over? Trust me, it's a super common feeling.
Take a look at this, for example. I have a friend, he lives in London, he is a doctor. Now, is there anything grammatically wrong here? Nope, not a thing. Each sentence is correct. But it sounds a bit robotic, doesn't it? It's just not how you'd naturally connect those ideas in a conversation. And that brings us to what I like to call the problem with sentences. It's that choppiness, that clunkiness that we really want to smooth out. So what's the fix? Well, let me introduce you to the hero of our story today, the relative clause. Seriously, think of it like a special kind of glue for your sentences. It's a phrase that lets you add more details about a person, a place, or a thing, all without having to hit the brakes and start a new sentence. It's an instant upgrade. So let's go back to our friend in London. Instead of those three separate sentences, look what we get now. I have a friend who lives in London and is a doctor. Boom. See how that one little word who just weaves everything together? It's smoother, it's more efficient, and honestly, it just sounds way more advanced. That's the power we're tapping into. Now, to build these amazing sentences, you're going to need the right tools. We call these relative pronouns, and each one has a very specific job. So let's open up the toolkit and see what we're working with. First up, we've got who. This is your people-person pronoun. Super simple, super straightforward. If you're talking about a person, you use who. This is the student who won the competition. That little clause tells us exactly which student we're talking about. Next in the kit is which. This is your go-to for pretty much everything that isn't a person. So we're talking objects, ideas, animals, you name it. I read the book which you recommended. It adds that crucial piece of information about the book. Ah, and then there's that. Think of that as the Swiss Army knife in our toolkit. It is incredibly versatile. You can often use it instead of who for people or instead of which for things. So you could totally say the student that won or the book that you recommended. It works for both. Pretty handy, right? Our next tool is where, and its job is exactly what it sounds like. It's for adding information about a place. That's the park. Okay, but which park are we talking about? The one where we first met. It pins the information to a specific location. And just like where is for places, when is all about time. It lets you get specific about a moment, a day, a year, whatever you need. I remember the day. Cool. Which day was it? The day when we graduated. It locks in that time detail. And finally, we have whose. Now this one's a little different. It's all about possession, about ownership. It connects a person to something that belongs to them. So this is the boy, and what's his deal? He's the one whose dog ran away. It shows that relationship, that connection between the boy and his dog. Okay, you've got the tools, you know what they do, now it's time for the pro move. Because it's not just about adding information, it's about understanding what kind of information you're adding. Is it absolutely essential, or is it just some extra nice-to-know detail? Getting this right changes the whole game. This is where we level up. Relative clauses come in two main flavors. The first kind gives essential information. We call them defining clauses. You literally need this info to know who or what is being talked about. And key rule, no commas. The second kind gives extra info. These are non-defining clauses. The information is interesting but not critical. And for these, you must, I repeat, must use commas. Let's look at an example of a defining or essential clause. The student who passed the exam is very happy. That phrase, who passed the exam, is crucial. If we took it out, we'd just have, the student is very happy. And you'd immediately ask, wait, which student? The clause defines exactly which one we mean. That's why there are no commas. Now, let's check out a non-defining or extra info clause. My brother, who lives in London, is a doctor. In this case, the main point is that my brother is a doctor. The fact that he lives in London, that's just a cool extra detail. It's not essential to the main idea. And notice the punctuation. That extra detail is hugged by commas, setting it apart from the rest of the sentence. All right, enough theory. I think it's time to get our hands dirty and put these tools to work. Let's do a quick test run and see how this all clicks together in practice. You ready? Okay, first challenge up. You've got 2 sentences. I found the keys. I lost them yesterday. How do you combine those into one smooth, flowing sentence? I'll give you a second to think about it. And there it is. I found the keys which I lost yesterday. You could also use that here, of course. We use which because keys are a thing, and it just perfectly connects the 2 ideas. So much better, right? Nicely done. Let's try one more just to make sure it sticks. How about this one? That's the cafe. We usually meet there. This one's all about a place. Which tool from our kit are you reaching for? Exactly! That's the cafe where we usually meet. Because a cafe is a place, where is the perfect tool for the job? It connects the cafe itself with what we do there. See? You're totally getting the hang of this. So, to wrap this all up, what are the big takeaways here? Number 1, use these clauses to link your ideas together and say goodbye to choppy sentences forever. Number 2, always choose the right pronoun tool for the job. Who for people, where for places, you know the drill. And finally, remember that pro move. Commas are your best friend for fencing off that extra, non-essential info. And that's it for this explainer. My final challenge to you is this. What's one sentence you can improve today using what you've learned? Think about something you wrote in an email or said in a conversation. How can you go back and upgrade it with a relative clause? Give it a shot. Thanks so much for watching.